What's up, guys, and welcome back to another episode of What the Elle. I'm your host, Elle Kramer, and today it is just me. I have felt like it is kind of time to do a solo episode. I haven't sat with just you guys in a long time, and I really miss it, and I really miss doing solo episodes. Let me give you a little bit of an update. Oh, yeah, if you're seeing this painting, if you're watching the video version of this, this is Kermit. We did this yesterday. Or I did this yesterday. Obviously you can tell I'm very artistically enabled. And me and my friend Ashley painted yesterday.
So we didn't think anything of it. And then we started getting the dirtiest of looks.
Yeah, like people were concerned for us,
and then
as they should be because of the actual meeting.
Yeah.
End up accidentally putting 7 instead of 2.
No, oh! I don't think it ever said 7. Did it ever say 7?
It definitely did.
Okay, so what started happening was, as it started attracting a lot of attention from onlookers, I was becoming highly concerned and socially aware of my surroundings and was like, what is going on? Why are people staring at us? This doesn't mean what we think it means. And then a group of 7 guys literally came up to us.
Oh, yeah.
And they started talking to us and
Well, no. It was 2 guys at first, remember?
Yeah.
And then it was a third. And
then
then
it was
magically it just turned into 7.
Yeah, it just turned into 7 and then...
And I remember what happened now. This is what happened.
Oh, God.
So... It was, you were talking to 1 or 2 of the guys, right? And the rest of them were like, what about us? Why is it just 2?
Oh my God, yeah! They pulled the, where's my hug?
I really wanted to talk to you guys about, settling. And I feel like we do that so much in our daily lives. I do that so much. I've done that so much in the past where I've settled for people who don't deserve me or aren't enough, because that was before I realized that it's important to love yourself before you try to love anyone else. And I didn't really love myself at the time, and so I really struggled with trying to fill that void with other people. And but the question that I always think of is where does this come from? Why do I feel this way? Why do I feel like I'm not good enough? And why do so many of us feel that way? And that always has been something that I thought about. What makes me not good enough? What makes me feel this way? A prayer that has been the best prayer that I use all the time is, if he isn't the one, take him out of my life. And literally within 24 hours of me saying that prayer, without fail, it works. I've been in so many situations where I'm talking to God and I'm like, God, okay, if this man is not meant to be my future husband, take him out of my life right now, because I don't have time to waste. I don't have time to waste. I'm not trying to get my heart broken more than it needs to, so take him out. And without fail, they do something that just completely turns me off, or I'm just that is something that my future husband would not do. Also adopting that mindset of thinking, okay, this is not something that my future spouse would be doing. My future spouse would not verbally attack me the way that you just did, or tell me that X, Y, and Z. And you deserve to be with somebody who isn't destroying your mental health. And I feel like so many people settle in relationships and stay with people who they don't really think, they know deep down that you deserve better, but they're just gonna stay because they know that they don't want to be by themselves. And I used to be like that. I was in relationships where I just didn't want to be by myself. And I've been in situationships too where I just didn't want to be by myself because I didn't love myself. And once you are able to become self-aware and say and know the truth, it's a lot easier. I saw this TikTok that is written by this girl named Di Swoon. Okay, so every girl thinks that they are too much until they realize that their body is just begging them to pour their heart into their art instead of a boy. Your intensity is for your work. Boys are meant to eat with and cuddle after a passionate episode alone in your studio. And obviously, this resonated very heavily with me because as I'm sitting alone in my studio, like creating an episode, this is something that is a creative outlet for me. This is something that I'm passionate about. So, like, it's important to find those things in your life that you are passionate about, and instead of directing that attention onto boys and seeking them, you have to like seek out art in whatever way that is in your life. That could be just a creative outlet for you. Like, it could be however you express yourself, how you create things. It doesn't have to actually be art. That's just like, it's just basically how you express yourself. And for me, that's like this podcast. I'm a yapper. I like to talk. I like to converse with people. I like to learn new things. I like to work out, yada, yada, yada. But it's just really important to know that whenever you do finally meet somebody, that person isn't going to fill your cup. You have to be the one to fill your own cup with good things for you, like creating good habits for yourself and spending time with people who care about you instead of spending time with people who you are just using as a place filler. And that was a really hard pill for me to swallow because I used to not want to spend time alone. Like, spending time alone actually made me want to throw up because I didn't like who I was, and thinking about who I was like, I just didn't want to do it, because whenever you don't like yourself, people around you know that. People around you can sense that. Because there's this quote from Brianna West: if I could get everyone in the world to believe just one thing, it's that there are things so good you wouldn't know to ask for them, and you really have no idea how good it can get and how good it can be, or how great it can be. And she's the author of The Mountain Is You, which is like this amazing book that is really groundbreaking. I haven't read it yet, but I just ordered it off Amazon, but I'm going to read it. And I think that's so true, because it's so easy to settle for mediocrity within relationships and not wanting to be by yourself because you're scared of what that looks like. And I'm here to tell you that I would not have done any of the things for myself that I've done creatively. Like, the ways that I've expressed myself, I would not have done if I was talking to a boy. I probably wouldn't have started this podcast if I was talking to a boy, or was like filling my time with somebody who wasn't meant for me, because I have a very strong discernment whenever it comes to guys, and whenever they do something that is just, I'm like, no, I know that my future husband wouldn't do that. And I used to not think that way. And once I started thinking that way, it literally changed my whole mindset on my whole life, and honestly changed how I viewed myself. And that has to do a lot with my best friends and how they view me, because they taught me, like, they taught me, like, no matter what, they taught me unconditional love. And without seeing that, like, within myself, and I mean, they showed me unconditional love, but I had to find that within myself. I had to reach my breaking point, like fall and almost just be on the ground and having to like figure out for myself. I have been told that I've been too much my entire life. I'm too loud. I'm too I'm too fat. I'm too small. I'm too this. I'm too that. And that always will stick with me, because whenever you're told you're too much of something, it's hard to see yourself as anything else. But it's up to you to reframe your mind to not think that way, because I don't want to think that way. That's like the worst. That's literally the worst thing that you can tell somebody, like that you're too much, or the simple act of whenever somebody makes you feel like you're too much, and they don't even, nothing has to be verbally said, but you know that you're too much. And so then you just kind of inadvertently like recoil from whatever the situation is. And it just sucks because you're like, okay, I'm being overbearing. I'm being too much. But no, you're not. You're just asking for it from the wrong person, and you shouldn't even have to be asking for it. And like, the best things that I have learned for myself are just be who you truly are, because you will attract the right people into your life who are meant to be in your life and who are meant to spend time with you and help you grow. And the wrong people will not gravitate towards you. Like, if you are just being truly yourself and just like living, dancing, having a good time, the right people will find you. The right people will come to you. There will be circumstances and situations in your life where you will stumble across the people who you are meant to. And by just being truly yourself, the wrong people will not go to you, because I don't know, you might be weird, and be weird. That's great. I'm weird. Like, what the hell? Literally, I'm so weird. I mean, am I? I don't know. Maybe I don't want to be like one of those like, oh my God, I'm so weird, quirky. Like, I'm not trying to say that, but I think I'm pretty weird. I don't know. But also, like, having this on video is always weird to me, because I don't know. It just feels, I don't know. I just feel like I'm just a person. Like, what am I doing? Like, sometimes I really have imposter syndrome whenever I'm doing this, because I'm like, I'm literally just a girl. I literally am just a girl. I have a podcast, and yeah, that's literally it. Like, why? I don't know why I think I have like the credibility to do this. Like, who gave me the credibility? But I'm doing it. And yeah, like, if you just, that's kind of how you just have to live your life. Like, who gave me the credibility to do this? But like, I don't know. I'm going to be weird. I'm going to do it. I'm going to put myself out there. And if people don't like it, fuck it. Like, literally, if people don't like you, okay. Like, okay, who cares? The right people will find you. And that's like something I swear by, because why would you want to spend time with somebody who doesn't even want to spend time with you? Like that. No, we got to do better. We got to be more self-aware in 2024. I feel like that I've literally said that so much on the podcast, but it's so true, y'all. Like, why are we still with these men or with these girls who we know aren't treating us good? Like, I don't know. I've just been, I can't watch it. I can't watch it anymore. And as much as sometimes I want to be in a relationship, and I see that on social media and how romanticized it is, I also am like, do I really want that? But like, one day, all of the stuff, like all of the bullshit that I've had to put up with in the past, and all of the things that I've said no to, that will like finally pay off, because I took the time to weed out the bad ones, and to also, while doing that, it made me have more just like self-respect for myself, because I'm like, okay, I don't want this guy who's says this to his mom and like acts this way and just whatever. Like, there's just certain things that I don't want, and I can immediately spot that now, like that. And I used to not be able to do that because I didn't love myself enough. Like, I didn't think that the qualities within myself were worth love, like being loved, like literally. And that's so sad. And it breaks my heart thinking back to that girl, because I just want to give her a hug. That I was talking to this guy for months. Like, we were talking for months, and I really liked him, and he had this huge status to him, which also was like exciting to me, because I'm used to like college guys, blah, blah, blah. Like, this man has like a full-time like big boy job, doing well for himself, whatever. And so during this time, I was very in the rose-colored glasses portion of, love, the glitz and glam, whatever. And as I'm going through this, I'm seeing little things that I'm like, ooh, do I ignore this, or do I like is this a yellow flag? Is this a red flag? Like, what do I do? Because this man was literally about to go into, he was about to be business partners. Yeah, like this man, like big boy status. We'll call him George. So George had this big boy position, and he's about to go into business, be business partners with this man who cheats on his wife. And I just don't think I want to be in, like, there's just rumors of there's rumors of this man being a cheater, and I just don't think I would be comfortable with knowing that my future boyfriend, or potentially whatever we were, is like literally about to be business partners with somebody who cheats on their wife. Like, who's to say you're not going to cheat on me? Like, literally no. So that instantly I was like, I don't think this is going to work out. I think you're just living a fast life, and it's just we're not going to work, because I just don't see how that, like, if you really went into business with somebody who's a cheater, that just is terrifying to me, because that literally shows that you are willing to work with people who are not honest and who are not loyal. And that's the basic foundation of being in a relationship. You need to be honest and loyal and have like good trust and things like that. And if you don't have that, then like what do you have? Literally nothing. And so I was like, oh my gosh, this man is literally probably going to cheat on me if he goes into business with this man. So I was like, okay, deuces. And I walked away from that situation. And sometimes you just have to know, like, you have to look at it. You have to look at the way that they treat the people around them and the people that they surround themselves with, because that's just a common example of, like, pay attention to the type of people that they hang out with, the type of people the way they talk to staff. Like, that's so huge. Oh my gosh, that is such a turn off whenever people are disrespectful to servers. Oh my gosh, that makes me so angry, because I was a server and people were so rude sometimes, and I'm just like, for why? Like, it just literally, you don't know. Like, human decency is such a thing. Don't be rude, period. Thanks. And I'm going to read a prayer that I wrote for all of my single people out there. So if you want to skip past this part, feel free, if you're like happily married or whatever. But yeah, I wrote this during summer, and I just feel like it's a good prayer. So yeah. Heavenly Father, I see what you've done for others. I know your timing is divine, but on your time, I ask you to bless my friend with a love so much more than they could ever imagine. I ask you to show them that within themselves, Lord, and while they wait, I ask you to fend off any person who is not right for them. I ask you to allow them to walk in faith, and I ask you to heal their brokenness. Repair them so they can be made new and ready to love someone. I ask that they do not fall under any worldly expectations and desires, and they become stronger than their flesh. I pray that any person who enters their life, Lord, I pray for them. Lord, I pray for the man or woman who enters their life. Oh my God. Oh my God. Okay. I pray for him. Oh my gosh. I'm like losing it. I pray. Where did I cannot believe that I just said that. I'm probably going to leave that in. Okay. Where did it go? That is so funny. Okay. Lord, I pray for the man or woman who enters their life. I pray that he was created for her for her or him. He was designed to meet her. I pray that they love each other in a way that they deserve to be loved. I pray for him or her in this moment that they are on a path that will lead them closer to you, Lord. Allow them to never settle for less than what they deserve. And if they meet a man or a woman and it doesn't work out, allow them to move on and trust in you. In this season of singleness, nourish them, wash your love over them, mold them into the person you want them to be, allow them to find their passions, what drives them in life, and allow them to be whole without him or her. Because without you, she or he will never be alone. You are what fills their cup. Whenever they don't find the one, allow them to not rely on that to fill their cup. Allow her and him to come to you to fill their cups together. Allow her to know that he will enhance her life, but her life was worth living before him. But until that day, I ask that you send my girl or boy peace and patience. It is hard waiting, Lord. Allow them to not feel lonely, and if they do, ask them to come to you and seek your presence. I ask this in your name. Amen. Okay. So, yeah, that's my prayer that I wrote in summer whenever I was like really on my deathbed. Not actually, but I was like struggling with my singleness because I was like, oh my gosh, it's literally been 3 years. I'm tired of this. I am just so ready to be in a relationship. Like, I feel like I was built for one. But after that, like after I wrote that prayer, I literally was like, I feel like my life took a 360 and I haven't looked back since, because during that time, believe it or not, this was during the time that I was going on the 8 dates, and I was like, I don't know, I guess I was just like so in love with the idea of love that I was like, oh my gosh, this is so fun. Like, there's so many fun guys here who like all actually like me, because it was so hard for me to come to the realization that there are guys out there who I find attractive who will also find me attractive. Like, that was a huge like, oh my gosh, like mind blow. Like, there's guys that I think are attractive will find me attractive. Like, that's crazy. And who actually like have good things going for them. Like, that was like 10-year-old me, whenever I found out that boy, like looking back, 10-year-old me is like, oh my gosh, a boy has a crush on me. What? That's crazy. That's actually insane, because I used to think that that would never happen. And so now that I'm older and I'm like, actually, boys do have crushes on me, but I'm like, okay, but do you actually have a crush on me, or do you have a crush on the idea of me? Because I feel like it's such a turn off whenever guys are like, oh my gosh, I like you. No, you don't. What is my middle name? I know it's on my Instagram, but like, what's my middle name? Like, I bet you don't even know. What color are my eyes? What color are they? You don't know. Don't even lie. You don't know what freaking color my eyes are, because they change colors. Yeah, bet you didn't know that, sir. George. Yeah, I feel like so many people are, oh my gosh, I like you. Do you? Do you really though? Because if you like me, I think you would need to see me when I'm hangry. I think you would need to see me whenever I have no makeup on and half my eyebrow, I accidentally shaved it off with my razor. Like, I think I need you to see me like that. I need you to see me with my roots completely not done. Like, I think I need you to, like, you need to see me in every single scenario before you can actually decide if you really like me, because like, you don't know the real me then, you know? And I feel like I'm pretty myself to everybody I meet. However, I'm not going to get in a relationship with somebody unless you compliment my life in a way that you can keep up with me. And that's not to sound arrogant at all. It's just, I'm trying to do good things for myself and live my life in my 20s in a way that I can set my life up to live a good future, but also trying to enjoy the present moment, because I used to not do that. I used to be so consumed with what's going to happen in the future. And that's not to say that I still don't feel that way, because I do, but I've learned to try to let go more and allow God to trust in his timing and trusting in his plan, because there's a reason, obviously, that I have not met my soulmate right now. And I mean, who knows, maybe I have, but whatever. I'm not worried about it, because like, that will be revealed to me at the time that it's meant to be revealed. And that is so freeing, like freeing to say and freeing to feel, because I used to have this huge, like, crushing weight constantly, just feeling like that I'm behind, that I'm not gonna finish fast enough, or everyone's gonna do something before me and I'm not gonna get there in time. And that was just like constantly my fear, that I felt like time is not slowing down. Like, time just continually gets faster, and it's hard to realize that everyone's growing up. I'm 22 years old. Like my college friends are graduating in May. I'm graduating a semester behind because my classes didn't transfer. And honestly, kind of grateful that I'm not graduating because I'm not ready. Like I'm starting, like what do I do after that? Like where am I going after that? And all of that is terrifying, but at the same time, it's okay because at this present moment, all I can do is enjoy what today is, enjoy that I get to create a podcast about stuff that I love talking about and to share stuff that I'm passionate about with you guys and just to keep it real. And I think it's so easy to settle because you think that you're too much or not enough. And the truth is, you are more than enough. You just need to wait. Waiting sucks sometimes. Believe me, I know. I have 2 brothers who have been in relationships since 8th grade, and they've been like, that's just been my, like, I've seen relationship. My parents are still married. Like I'm surrounded by couples. So that was always really, I always felt very singled out. And I was like, I need to be in a relationship because I'm not enough by myself. But I just didn't know that I was enough by myself, and I needed to figure that out for myself. But until you're able to figure that out for yourself, don't be with people who make you question that, because you're just everyone's gonna disappoint you in your life, and you can't expect people to make you feel like you're enough if you can't even see that in yourself. Like, if you don't think that you're enough, don't try to get George to show you that you're enough. He's not going to show you if you don't see it in yourself, because one day there will be George 2.0 who will show you, and you won't even have to ask for it. And like Brianna Wells or whatever her name said, you wouldn't even know to ask for it. There are things so good for you that you would not even know to ask for it. And that is crazy because, and like gives me chills to think about, because I've seen it. Like I know it exists. I know I'm worthy of that simply because the fact that I'm a human being gives me worth. Like, you are worthy of that. You just have to believe it. And until you stop acting like you aren't worthy of it, you won't find that person until you stop doing that, if that makes sense. I don't know if I worded that well, but I just feel like it's so hard to think that you are enough if you keep letting people bring you down who keep telling you that you're not enough or make you feel that way. And I never want to feel like that ever again. So I don't even give guys a chance to do that. Actually, that's so cap. I literally do. That is so cap. That is a lie. I do give guys the chance to make me feel like that, because literally, like, because I'm still a girl. I'm still susceptible to, I don't know, I guess slipping back into old habits, but that's not the point. The point is everyone is enough, and you need to start living your life in accordance with that, whatever that looks like. And once you realize that you are, like, speaking to my girls specifically right now, like, you have desires, you have passions, you have hobbies, and you have goals for yourself. Like, all of those little things that you love to do, spend time doing those things. Like, create things, draw, run, walk, sing, dance, laugh. I don't know, like, whatever that is for you. Like, for me, it's this and other things. Like, I don't know, walking. I love walking my dogs. I don't know why. That's literally therapy to me. It could just literally be like sitting in nature, just creating something, creating poetry, reading books, like just doing something for yourself, meditating, all of these little things that we don't do enough for ourselves. Like, taking care of you and putting yourself first, especially in your 20s. You need to put yourself first, because you will never get these years back. And at 22 years old, I'm so self-aware of the fact that we will never get those years back. So maybe I am a little too self-aware, but hopefully my self-awareness can help somebody who's not so self-aware, because it is a blessing and a curse. I will say that. But you were meant to create things, and your work, the intensity for that is meant to be for your work, not for boys. Not like that comes later, and that will come when it's meant to come. And I'm saying that as a single person, so you can't be mad at me for saying that, because I'm right there with you, because I know sometimes it does suck, and you don't have to lie. You can admit it sucks sometimes. Like sometimes like, you know, during Christmas, and you're just like, you know, everyone's in the little Christmas sweaters and matching little sets with their boyfriends, or you go to the gym and you like see those like little couples who are like have matching shoes on. That's so cute. But once you like start appreciating that, and you're like, oh, that's so cute, like you can smile about it and stop being like, oh, like so aggravating. Because I mean, I still sometimes it can be way too much over the top, but like once you're able to like kind of appreciate it and be like, oh, that's cute, like my time will come kind of thing, like letting it go is whenever you're just like, okay, it will come. And until then, I'm gonna create so much good stuff for myself that I don't even like want. I'm not going to even need that desire is going to like fill itself when it's meant to be filled. And I have so much, like I struggle with anxiety and overthinking. So this was always so hard for me to grasp, like that I was one day going to be enough for somebody, and that somebody was myself. Like I needed to stop thinking that I was going to be enough for somebody else. I just needed to figure it out that I could be that for myself, and I could be the person that I wanted to spend time with. And all of the things that I want somebody else to do for me, I do that for myself, because in that, the reason I did, my words are stumbling. All of the things that I have done, all of the things that I want done for me, I do them for myself, because who is going to love you truly if you don't love yourself? And yeah, just know that you are more than enough. And one day the right person will show you that. And until then, focus on yourself, focus on creating things that you love, and the right person will come when it's time. And yeah, I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. My DMs are always open. I'm not a therapist, but I am the certified therapist friend. So I would love to help in whatever way I can. I also would love to share my experiences. So if you guys, and I also love to hear you guys' experience, like you, not you guys, I hate grammar. Your experiences. Thanks guys for listening. Come back next week. Episodes every Friday. Like, subscribe, comment, and you can follow me on Instagram at What the Elle. My personal account is Eleanor Rose Kramer. That's my actual name. Yes, Eleanor. My TikTok is What the Elle, I think, also something. I'll tag it. But yeah, I need to go do homework. Love y'all. Bye guys.